It's not AI slop. This is really good because it doesn't search the internet. It is only trained on my books, my writing.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So, how you scale a coaching speaking business, you raise something very important, which is creating IP, creating that intellectual property. Okay, that even if the AI know your IP, only you know better than the AI because you create that concept, right? And this is what you're known for. Like, for example, we have speakers at least, it's our technology. We developed that process, and everybody around the world, when you said Harry, everybody said speakers at least. Okay, so how you develop that? Tell us a little bit more about this.
Okay, so I always look at how do I automate? How do I systematize? And that tells me how do I scale? So, for instance, I have so many people who want coaching, right? So I get DMs every day, emails every day. Oh, I read your book. Can I meet you for lunch and pick
And you're
your
only one
brain?
person.
Right. I'm only one person. Ain't gonna happen. I can't coach millions of people. So I created my Breakthrough You coaching program. And I created three levels, right? So for people who just starting out and they need the basics, I have an inexpensive but solid development course that will help them. I have a mid-level for people like, hey, they're working hard, they're getting after it, but they just can't break that $1 million barrier, let's say. And then I have a program for a level for the uber successful people, right? And I do group classes there. I do group coaching there. So I'm able to scale a little bit. So now instead of me doing a one-on-one presentation with 15 people, I might have 15 people in a group presentation. That's a form of scaling, right?
Absolutely.
I have content, I record it, and then I put it into a course and they can go and download it. And that's a form of scaling. My books are a form of scaling, my online courses. But I go much, much further than that. Like I have created an AI agent for my newsletter. I have a subscription newsletter, right? So I have trained that model with my books, with my blog posts, with my actual newsletter articles. So it thinks and it can write like I do. And I can say, I have an idea for an article this month and I want it to be on this topic. And here's what I think are 4 or 5 of the important areas that need to be covered. Can you create an outline for me? Can do that in 3 seconds. And it's not AI slop. This is really good because it doesn't search the internet. It is only trained on my books, my writing. So it
100%.
it doesn't hallucinate, it doesn't exaggerate, it doesn't take non-relevant stuff, and it doesn't write stuff that I wouldn't write.
Exactly.
I've got, like you, I'm a podcaster, right? I have a thing that's called the Power Prosperity Podcast. I created an agent. So here's the only prompt I need to do. I say, hey, I'm doing a podcast with, let's say, Les Brown. I'm doing a podcast with Les Brown. Please prepare everything. In 3 to 5 seconds, it creates 5 suggested titles for the themes for the show. It gives me a bio of Les. It gives me 15 to 20 sample questions that I could ask in the interview. It creates the YouTube and the podcast description. It gives me the hashtags and the keywords for that description. It gives me 20 ideas for social media posts to promote the show. And all of that is done literally within 3 to 5 seconds. That's how long it takes, right? So
Unbelievable.
that's
Yeah.
6 hours worth of work that maybe I would have done an hour worth of work and my team would have worked 5 hours. My AI agent, which works for free 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, did it in 5 seconds. So that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
scaling. And a couple other examples, and then we can move on. But
Yeah, I think
I've
that.
literally, I'm just about to launch a AI advice bot on with messenger apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, where they subscribe to it. We're going to launch it next month. They subscribe to it and they ask questions, and my bot, which is trained by me, again with only my material, will answer that. So
Yeah.
that's totally AI. And then I've created a new operating system for people in one industry that I have a lot of domain expertise in. So I've created an OS operating system for that. And it's got 10 modules of training. Interact with them where they can actually role play and they take tests. They learn that. And it's all fueled by AI. So
Yeah,
I can
with
be,
hours, with
yeah.
hours here for the podcast is unbelievable. Like the when I started this podcast, I we already interviewed with 500 millionaires, and the my IT director had told him, "Oh, we're gonna do a podcast," and he told me, "What's that?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "I don't know either." I told him, "Okay, Harry, give us 3 weeks." And after 3 weeks, the only thing that they told me is, "Harry, just record the video and upload it to the box. That's it. We have already developed the AI things, and this is gonna go everywhere, all the social media, all the suggestion, everything." And I don't know what they have done. However, what I know is that same like you, we have created a lot of content before, okay? And this is where the hard work, everybody talking about AI, you have done a very hard work because the AI need data. Without data, the thing cannot take your own decision, cannot think or talk like you do, okay? It needs some data. And for that data, you have to do a hard work. Like, for example, you have, or how many books you said you published? Like 10.
I just finishing number 16 now.
Exactly. So imagine how much content, okay, how much data that bot that you develop have
Right.
to work on to actually create something meaningful, right?
Yeah.
So yes, we can use AI, but the hard work had to be done before. Like, for example, with the tool our AIs, we download all my podcasts, all the conference that I've done all over the world, everything we recorded, transcribed. So when we ask them to do something, right? The amount of data that the software has to work on, produce for the content that we have created along the years, is what actually is gonna give you a real agent with a real, like exactly you tell it, like just tell, okay, I want to have an idea for an article, okay, but it's not going to internet to search. It's going to from your own content, for your own
Right.
from your thing that you. So, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs out there or everybody using AI? Okay, because one thing is go and find in Google to put a prompt and go and find in Google or not or find in the internet what is the best way of doing it or what the answer. Completely different book game is you ask to AI, I need to do that, and it's gonna go and search just in an environment with only you have produced that data, you have produced that content, so that really the thing actually thinks and write like you.
Well, so a couple of thoughts here and one resource. Um, it's moving at such an incredible pace,
Fast.
right?
Oh yeah.
So fast. There is no experts. Anybody who tells you they're an AI expert, then I don't trust them at all because
Will be
even,
obsolete next day.
yeah, Elon Musk would tell you, I'm not an AI expert. I can't keep up with it. Sam Altman, who runs OpenAI, would tell you, I'm not an expert. I'm just pedaling as fast as I can. I'm not an expert, and I'm not even a programmer. I'm a high school dropout, right? So I don't have a degree in anything. Yet I built a multi-million-dollar business and scale it,
100%.
and I'm using AI to do it because I don't care how the coding is done. That's irrelevant. What I want to know is how do I achieve this result I want, right? And then
And
I
how the
pay
product is
people.
market. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
then I pay people to program that for me because I
look,
can't afford to learn programming, right? It's just like everyone watching this, if you're an entrepreneur, you can't afford to wash your laundry. You can't afford to clean your own house. You can't afford to, cut your lawn or shovel your snow. You need to be doing rainmaker activities.
let's dig
Working,
in that one, Randy, because 1 out of 5 millionaires that we have interviewed in this podcast, they are tech entrepreneurs. However, the interesting thing that we find out is that 80% of these tech entrepreneurs that have become millionaires, they are no programmers. They don't know anything. What they understand
right,
is that, okay, I need this software to develop because there is a certain market that want to
right.
pay money for it. And they go and find, they know the marketing strategy, they know how to reach the market, they know how this community, how this group are willing to pay for it. And then they go back and hire a programmer and write the code. And the other 20% of people that have been tech entrepreneurs that have exits, few companies that have been part of this podcast, when they come to a podcast, they spend the whole interview talking about sales and marketing. They don't talk anything about writing code, and that's the reason why they are millionaires. Okay, so there are certain misunderstanding in terms of the tech engineers and they work. We have some role models, maybe. For example, I don't think Elon Musk is a tech. Is a programmer, but well, we can see Mark Zuckerberg that's writing a little bit of code. Jeff Bezos doesn't write any. As my understanding, he was not a programmer, right? It was so. But there are few people in the tech space, like the Googles, that they are tech software developers, and there is a misconception, I think, in the tech entrepreneurial world that if you are a good programmer, you write an amazing code, you could be a multi-millionaire. So what is your comments on this? How far a good programmer or good software developer are actually on the line to become a great entrepreneur and to exit a company of a multi-million-dollar company? Yeah. And how someone like you that dropped out of school and never wrote the code in your life, if tomorrow you want to market this spot that you're doing and take it to the next level, you can also make $1 million exiting that,
Right.
or say, or offering this software to other people, right?
Yeah. So it's how big your dream is, right? If you want to learn, if you want to become a millionaire and be worth $1 million, you can do that with code. If you want to scale, if you want to do something that's a $300 million exit or a $700 million exit, or you want to become a unicorn and be a $1 billion valuation, you're not going to do that writing code. Okay. For me, I literally, I have a piece of the action now in a software as a service company.
Wow, look at this.
That is so hysterical to me because I think of the principal who expelled me from high school. I make more money in a day than he would make in maybe his whole
probably
career.
One speech.
Right? So it's still hysterical to me, but because sorry, I'm hitting my computer. I don't need to know how to write code. I need to know, what do I want the code to do? How will it solve a problem or add value?
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.